dear boy.
What's going on?
Nothing. Nothing at all. For the first time in weeks. Nothing. We're free. We're free to plan our own futures once more.
I hope so, Dutch.
You kept the faith, Arthur. You always kept it.
And I ain't losing it now.
Come on.
Morning, Arthur. Molly.
I wonder if I'll ever not smell a campfire again.
I don't know what it goes through right now.
sir.
How's the cigar?
Not bad. But sometimes I prefer a pipe. I've been meaning to get one for ages. I left the old one in.
And Blackwater, I know. Well, if I find one, you can have it.
Well, you are a gentleman, Mr. Morgan. I raised you well.
Don't take too much pride in your work. My name ain't no concern of yours.
I'm hungry.
I don't give a damn.
No, but you seem like a decent fella behind it all.
Then you ain't a good judge of character.
Yeah, well, we'll leave it there then.
Oh shit.
Good morning, Arthur.
Oh, I gotta wait a few days. Okay. Well, now I know.
Hello.
Come on now, Pearson.
I'm very into my crafting at the moment, Mr. Morgan. I'm very happy to make you something if you bring me the right materials.
Keep my eye out for some good material.
Arthur, don't forget, I'm more than happy to craft you something if you bring me the right materials. Just remember, my items are one of a kind.
I reckon I need to get my hands on some material.
A stew without good meat is no stew at all, Mr. Morgan. Well done, Mr. Morgan. Good job, Mr. Morgan.
we gonna eat something soon?
Just hold your horse.
See if I can change my horse yet.
Good morning, Arthur.
You okay, Abigail?
Settling in?
Good.
Huh.
You're okay, boy.
Guess I'll have to look it up online or something. Oh, God, baby, that hurts. Ah! Stop scratching me.
Hello.
You were right about this place. It's a good spot.
You'll do for now.
For sure. Did you and Micah see anything when you rode ahead?
Nothing we need to worry about.
Okay, good.
Laundry and sewing. The exciting life of an outlaw. Yes, if they only knew how
Morning,
boring
Arthur.
it really is.
How you doing, Karen?
All right, I guess. Grimshaw's driving me crazy.
Well, so no change there. All right, Mary Beth?
I'm bored out of my mind. Been cooped up about
for
ready to
days.
stab one of these needles in
Well,
my eye.
bored is better than freezing. You okay there, Tilly?
I'm okay. Warm at least. Could do with getting out of here for a bit.
I'm sure. place, my friend. Just name the place.
Hi there.
Just randomly greet him.
Glad to be off that mountain, Mr. Pearson?
Yes, indeed. Lots to do now.
Yeah, for all of us. What's wrong? Thought you'd be happy to be off that mountain.
Oh, I don't know.
You ain't been yourself for a while.
I don't know. I don't want to talk about it.
Cruel bastards. Tying me up right by the food. What do you want me to do?
Hey, O'Driscoll, I reckon you must be in the wrong camp.
Oh, this is all I need.
Don't worry, I'm just playing with you.
You're a sick man. Mr. Morgan.
Mr. Strauss.
Is that it? The heck are my weapons? Stuff. Maybe it's because I'm in town. Guess I'll find out. There we go. Okay. We'll switch to the bow. Stop pulling on my cord, baby.
Easy. Whoa.
Please stop, baby.
Easy there.
Come on. There we go.
Giddy up.
That was an animal for some reason. You're okay, baby. You don't need to cry at me. Nice. Shit.
What's all this?
Got some blood on you. Just
What's your problem?
Come on, ladies. This
You like watching me play the game, baby?
Guaranteed. I'll never forget a face. This is your first time here, right? Not to worry.
Come on, try and help people. I do all I can manage. Are you doing all you can? Huh? Use your strength to help the weak. How about you, sir?
Screw you.
Every little counts. Come on, please, please, somebody, be generous. Come on, please, somebody.
Like watching the horse go around? You're such a cute baby.
Hey, mister.
Want to buy a paper? Take a good one there. Make sure you come back tomorrow.
Dear Mr. Cornwall. Let's see. Oh, I already read that one. And then...
Mister? Ain't so good.
Dear Leviticus, thank you for the telegram and for your continued interest in the Jameson. Hey, that's your name, baby. In the Jameson Mining Company. However, any news you have received of mismanagement or financial difficulties at the mine in Annisburg are simply fake, and I would urge you to question your sources. The coal industry is quite different from the oil industry in a number of ways, so I certainly remain open to a business meeting at your convenience to exchange ideas and educate each other on our respective areas of corporate expertise. I would also be delighted to host you in Annisburg and give you a personal tour of the mine and its associated facilities. I look forward to further correspondence. Yours sincerely, Archibald Jameson. That's you Jameson! Yeah! Oh, yeah. Your name is Jameson. Yeah, I know. Oh, you're so cute.
Move it before you spook folks away with your lawyer.
Let's see what the news... Let's see what the newspaper says. Ooh, train robbed. I wonder who did that. Pitched battle leaves many dead. Outlaws send train on driverless journey. Owned by Leviticus Cornwall. A private train owned by the railroad sugar and oil magnate Leviticus Cornwall was robbed in broad daylight by masked outlaws. Headed north towards the Grizzlies, the outlaws boarded and stopped the train shortly after it had departed from West Elizabeth. Initial cables sent as a printing time indicate the bloody takeover occurred in order to steal railroad bonds from the personal car of Mr. Cornwall. Shortly after the robbery, the train was set in motion without a driver or crew, barreling dangerously through the area at a high rate of speed. The train was eventually brought to a stop by engineers and lawmen north of Annisburg, who reported a scene of violent struggle and bloody carnage on board. Some engineers and guards from the train survived the slaughter, but were too startled to report much information of value to the authorities. Next article. Ooh. Blackwater locked down. Bank boat heist, the largest robbery in years. Dutchess boys accused. Bounty's place. Furnishes a sensation among residents. Money believed stashed by outlaws. After a bloody shootout that resulted in the seizure of a large quantity of banknotes being shipped by boat, Pinkerton agency officials have restricted access to the town of Blackwater while a massive manhunt is underway. Officials issued bounties of the heads of Dutch van der Linde and his gang, commonly known as Dutch's Boys. Banks look to shipping... Oh my goodness, baby! Banks look to shipping assets via boat as a more reliable means of transportation, impervious from thieves. The deadly attack resulted in the loss of $150,000, the largest robbery in the region in recent years. Authorities believe that the men may have stashed the money in Blackwater before fleeing. Reports indicate that many are searching high and low for the stash, upending public spaces and neighbors' gardens. Residents of Blackwater view the lockdown with contempt. Businesses who depend on shipments of dry goods, sundries, and catalog sales complain the Pinkertons have caused them unnecessary burden to life and welfare. Oh my goodness. Blizzard aftermath in Grizzlies. Snowmelt worries those in flood-prone areas. A series of late spring snowstorms rendered the Grizzlies impassable in May, catching many unprepared. Having used most of their winter provisions, the snow, often measuring feet in many areas, is unusual this late in the season. Reports from riders who have recently encountered the area say that respite is finally in sight. The snowmelt is coming quickly with the seasonable warmth, which worries many that rivers downstream will swell and burst their banks, as happened in the late spring snowstorms of '83. Planting season is also reportedly delayed, as many areas are too muddy for work animals to work a plow. family murdered. Land of lawless. Oh no. Highway robbery and murder have become a daily affair once more to those traveling near tall trees, Hennigan's Steed, Armadillo, or Tumbleweed. Huntington Schroeder and his wife and 2 boys were traveling by wagon when they were held up by heavily armed bandits believed to be members of the notorious Del Lobo gang. Mr. Schroeder opened fire, and the shorter of the bandits was soon a corpse. But the taller one, worked into desperation by the death of his companion, found his mark, and Mr. Schrader was soon a corpse too. His wife Isabella stood her ground and fired at the bandits until they fled. Her younger son Isaac had been hit in the incident and soon bled to death. Aww. Travelers are warned to avoid the areas as incidents of violence, thievery, and murder are increasing faster than law enforcement can pursue them. 21 dead in attacks. Banks and stages held at gunpoint. Colm O'Driscoll, a man with a bloody record, beloved pastor among dead. Reverend Alex H. Hughes was shot and killed for voicing his concern for the safety of the women on board a stagecoach destined for West Elizabeth. The shameful tragedy is part of widespread disorder led by notorious outlaw Colm O'Driscoll and his gang. Multiple stagecoaches and shipments have been robbed by the O'Driscoll gang across New Hanover and West Elizabeth. Banks in the region are also said to be on caution as a number have been held up. Not satisfied with the riches of the plunder, the members of the O'Driscoll gang are reported to delight in torture and bloodshed as part of their escapades, and have left widows and widowers in their wake. Travelers are encouraged to be aware and armed, especially in the area of Big Valley, where the gang is reported to have taken a large ranch as a base of operations, leaving the family and ranch hands dead. Hearsay. Religious sect recruiting. Citizens of Valentine protest claim Chelonians commit blasphemy. The evils of Chelonism are still flourishing. It is now practiced openly, and the newspaper believes it is a menace to our liberty. Christian citizens of Valentine gathered at a church last Saturday to protest what they and any sensibly minded people consider a blasphemy in their midst. The Chelonians have been actively recruiting young men. Valentine wrestles with its own homegrown religious movement. They claim the true Bible was handed down 100 years ago to our greatest prophet from above. Local religious leaders warn this blasphemy threatens the future of the region and indeed the country. The Chelonians hold the turtle to be sacred and consider them ancient holy animals to never be harmed. Protesters were seen holding signs with a turtle that had been crossed out. Mexican border dispute intensifies. Soldiers block passage. President calls for severing ties. Not since General Francisco Ramirez Torres seized the presidency of Mexico in the bloody coup of 1876 have relations been so strained with the U.S. among heightened tensions. General Torres has placed troops along the border to deny entry to prospectors, cattle ranchers, and renegade bands of Indians who have taken raiding Mexican settlements. In retaliation, with an isolationist tone, President McAllister has called for a ban on trade with Mexico. He said the U.S. has provided resources over the years, including help in ending the Apache Wars 10 years ago, and received little in return except hostility. Search for ancient bones. Dinosaur hunt continues. New Hanover hailed as a geological wonderland. Hailing New Hanover as a geological wonderland, amateur paleontologist Deborah McGinnis is on the hunt, excavating several sites in the state. As fossils pour in from the Grizzlies, McGinnis asserts that an undiscovered species of dinosaur, which she claims could fly, swim, and walk, once inhabited the region in the prehistoric ages. Labeling the elusive creature a Totalosaurus, she has devoted her life's work to unearthing the remains of the ancient animal, despite geologists saying no evidence exists in the established fossil record. Several universities have rejected her work, saying Miss McGinnis would be better suited to writing fiction than searching for dinosaurs. Bubonic plague spreads, arriving ships quarantined. An epidemic of bubonic plague has broken out in India and Hong Kong and spread to our troops in the Philippines. Several soldiers have died in Manila of what was called a loathsome disease. Despite the best efforts in sanitary science to stomp it out, the plague appears to have resurfaced in this country. In New York and St. Denis, victims of plague were confirmed, and vessels arriving were given the choice of a doctor visiting each ship or turning around. Anybody suspected of death from disease should be immediately burned, even if the cause of expiry is not confirmed as bubonic plague, as bacteriological examination. By bacteriological examination. Blah. War breaks out in Philippines. Well, there's a lot of articles in this. Insurrection against the United States grows. The First Philippine Republic has effectively declared war on the United States, objecting to the Treaty of Paris in which the U.S. took possession of the Philippines from Spain after the Spanish-American War. American naval forces have bombarded the city of Iloilo after the first shots were fired. They will be taught the humanity of conquerors. The War Department expects the cessation of hostilities to happen quickly, as the American military force is strong and the Filipinos are armed mostly with bolo knives, spears, bows, and other handcrafted weapons. American occupants of the archipelago has been contentious, however. Military officials are planning a humanitarian campaign after hostilities cease. Bear attacks worry residents. Man killed while hunting. A hunter looking for deer was set upon by a large bear this week. The bear was separated from its cub and by instinct attacked the man. He fired 5 shots before the big brute reached him, breaking both his shoulders, cutting the vital organs, and terribly lacerating his face. He was found dead by a scout party after his wife reported him missing. The bear had previously killed a cow a week before, and a reward for $10 was put forth for its capture. It is unknown if the bear is gravely wounded. Hunters are warned to heed caution. Last article. The Art of Angling by Jeremy Gill. Bluegill. As I have often told keen readers of this column, fishing is, for those of us intelligent enough to see it, really the best way to understand humanity in all its glory. As a famous angler, writer, and I dare say it, philosopher, I'm used to the perils of celebrity. Once while signing an autograph for a polio-stricken youth in Kuala Lumpur, he asked me my thoughts on fishing while it is raining. Why, that's the best time to fish, little fellow, I laughed heartily, slapping him on the back and causing him to cough mightily and, quite frankly, embarrass both of us. Poor little chap, life can be very unfair. Fishing taught me that. I always say that some of the deepest introspection into a man's soul happens when he stands in a torrential downpour. I was fishing in the rain using live bait near Scarlet Meadows and hooked a monster bluegill, and yet even I didn't land him. So there's the metaphor, pretty much, for everything.